I talk about the conversation that shifted everything for us as co-parents. So basically 2 months into our separation and us co-parenting, things were really, really hard. We were doing the awkward handoffs. It was just really, it was a lot of tension and we both hated it. And we were starting to bring lawyers in and it just felt really, really yucky. And so my co-parent, Tom, who is actually an incredible, incredible man and has been such an amazing co-parent to me, he texted me and was like, hey, Aspen, let's go to dinner. Let's just talk as old friends. Let's just kind of get back to where we were before we got all romantic, before we had a baby, and let's just sit down, just the two of us. And I was really, really nervous about this dinner, but we got to dinner and we just started talking. And yes, it was very awkward at first, like all breakups are. And we just kind of started asking questions like, hey, what's been hardest for you about this whole process? What are you wanting out of this whole process? What are things that you're scared of with becoming a co-parent and not living together while still raising a child together? And we also went down memory lane of us. I mean, he was right there when I gave birth to my baby, and he was there through my pregnancy, and we've gone through some pretty amazing, incredibly hard things together. I think through that process, we just humanized each other a little bit more. Instead of thinking of him as my opponent, which I don't, and at the time I didn't, but I was just having a lot of feelings, and we got back to who we really were and what we wanted out of life. And at the end of this 2.5 hour long dinner, it felt so much better. And we came to an agreement that we might not be teammates romantically anymore, but we were still going to be teammates as Clarabelle's parents, as two people working together to raise the best child they possibly could. And that conversation seriously changed the entire trajectory of our entire relationship and our entire life. So if you're going through the separation process, I do think having time with your feelings is important. I needed a couple of months to just be sad and upset and confused and, feel all the feelings. I think that is really important. But when you get to a place where you felt those feelings and you want to move on to the next step, having a conversation with your co-parent about what you want your life to look like, instead of having your lawyers tell you what life is going to look like, or a judge, or really anyone else. It's you and the other parent. And I know not all co-parenting relationships are going to be like this. And